Greetings, YouTube. Today I thought I'd do a little dice nostalgia. Now, believe it or not, I actually cleaned up a shelf. You can't see it. It's the one right behind me with the figures on it. The shelf above that. I had a bunch of dice in there. It was very disorganized. So I have taken all the dice that were in bags and such, and I have put them into that treasure chest behind me because dice are treasure. I had to clear out some things that my grandfather had that I just didn't need anymore. They were pirate themed, and I'm not really a pirate themed dude. Um, so those are being donated. So I have room for all of the dice I have in bags and such in that chest. In the process, I found a number of things which I think are kind of cool. Anybody remember these? They're from the armory. See, back in the day, dice came as a solid color with incest, ingrained, no, incised numbers. So the numbers were a little V, or sometimes they were actually a little rectangle bottom, the square bottom, and there was no way to differentiate between what side was what. So we used crayons, and they created their own brand of crayons, specifically these, for filling in the dice so you could have them so you could know what size, what's a 20-sided or a 10-sided, or you wanted to differentiate, or you just wanted to have colors on your dice so it was easier to read. A plain pale blue dice might be not that simple to read, but if you put black into those numbers, you're good to go. And you had to maintain that because sometimes that would fall out over time, so you'd have to put it back in. Now, I didn't use these much. There's apparently I used the red the most, and I didn't use I don't think I used the white one at all. Um, but they're in excellent condition. I have no idea if these have there's a marker for these things. There might be. But I thought it was kind of cool. I'm not sure if a lot of gamers have ever seen these things. The old timers will know what these are and will probably smile. Now, the next thing I have is this, which is a tube, and it's a it was originally had 10 bandages in it from the Handy Bandages, sterilized, made in USA, which I thought kind of made me smile. And these were my grandmother's. Let me put these out on something that they're not going to roll around on. There we go. I don't know why my grandmother had these, but my grandmother had these. Um, we have this plain white one. There's two of these, and they're somewhat odd. They don't quite feel like wood. I think they might be like MDF, like so they're compressed wood fiber. They have that vibe to them, and the corners are uneven, so these things probably don't roll worth a darn. Then we have these, which are semi-translucent, but they're very old. You can see you can see yeah, you can see a little bit of light in there. And there's a green one, and there is a red one. Um, and again, don't have any idea why these are around. These are vintage. I have no idea if they are antique or not, but they are definitely vintage dice. And then the last ones we have in that container are these, which are, I believe, wood. The numbers are not even close to being in the middle, and they're teeny, tiny little dice. They are not my smallest dice. I actually have a couple of dice, or at least one die, which is smaller, than about half the size of these things. So yeah, they can be very tiny. And I know there's a company out there that sells a watch, like a pocket watch, that you open up and it's got a miniature set of dice in there. And I should really get myself one of those because it makes me smile. But yeah, I have no idea why these were in my family's collection, but they were, and the container is really cool. So I'll be keeping that. Um, but I thought it was kind of cool. I found these. They'll be going into a bag for safekeeping, and then they'll be going into my treasure chest of dice. But I thought that was kind of cool for a little bit of nostalgia of dice, because it made me smile when I saw these, because I haven't seen these things in years. I haven't even thought about them in years, and obviously I don't haven't used much of them. But they're cool. And at one time, this was considered to be vital gear that every gamer had to have.